What's going on, everybody? It's Tech right here, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to get CSGO models into Blender. So without further ado, let's just get right into the tutorial. So the first thing we're actually going to need to do is open up our Windows Security Defender settings and go to settings down here, and then virus and threat protection settings, and turn off real-time protection. You may be thinking, whoa, if we're disabling the virus protector, then does that mean I'm getting a virus? And of course you're not getting a virus. The reason we're doing this is because when something we'll be installing is a DLL file, which stands for Dynamic Link Library, and what that file does is it can change the settings of an app, and just about every app has DLLs because they need their default settings configurations, but we're going to be downloading other DLLs that will change that. So obviously if you're changing the settings of another app, Windows is going to flag that and say, whoa, this must be a virus, but it's not a virus, it's just allowing us to extract these models from the game. So we are going to have Steam installed, and we're going to have Counter-Strike Global Offensive installed, so if you don't have those installed, I don't know why you'd be watching this tutorial, but you're going to want to do that, okay? And then the next thing we're going to need to do is get Source Sdk, so if we just go up here in our library and search for Source Sdk, it'll be right here. It'll say install here for you, but I've already installed it just because it takes a little while, and so I have this launch icon. So once you've installed that, I'm just going to close out Steam here. We're going to install something called a hex editor, and if we click this link, it'll bring us here, where we're just going to have to do a little human verification, and it'll bring us right here. And so once we're here, we'll see this download right here, and you'll see download XVI32 release 2.55 here, and so just press that and it'll download it. I think I've actually already downloaded it because this is not the first time I'm recording this tutorial, but so it'll just download this right here. We're going to press extract to, and then desktop, and then new folder, and we're just going to call it, yeah, XVI32, and then just press OK. And now in our desktop here, why do I keep closing that? We'll have this folder, and in it we'll have this app. So yep, that's all we need to do there. And then I'm just going to get all these downloads out of the way right now, so that we're not downloading stuff in the middle. And now this one, it's very important, GCFscape. This will actually allow us to extract the models from inside the game. So with all of these, we're gonna have to do a little human verification, just so I can make these links shorter. And it'll bring us here, NEMS tools. I'm just gonna get the installer just because it's easier. So just launch this. Yes, I accept. You don't really need to read that. Next, create a desktop shortcut, and then just next, install, finish. Okay, it'll just bring up this menu. It's nothing important, it's just credits for how to use it and stuff, but we'll be doing that later. And then we're also going to need to get paint.net, or it might just be called paint. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I really don't like RE-Capatcha, to be honest. Right. Then we're just gonna press get it now, free download, and then we're gonna do this one because this one is not free. I forget how you do this. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're gonna download paint.net. I think it's an installer, so we're just gonna put that in downloads. Yep. And I know you probably are getting really bored watching me install stuff, but just if anybody didn't know how to install anything or didn't know what to do with it, that's why I'm doing this. Okay, well, I'm not gonna sit here and watch that. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna want to get Vtf Plugin for Paint.net. This up here. Again, we're gonna have to wait for this human verification, which is not fun. There we go, it's finally loading. Okay, I am indeed not a robot. There's no motorcycles. I think Ari Apache just doesn't do their job very well, to be honest. Finally. Okay. Now we're gonna need to get this. We're gonna get the archive here. And I'm gonna put this in my downloads new folder, and I'm just gonna call it Vtf Plugin. And we don't need to install this because when Paint.net installs, we'll be putting it in there. So, next thing, Mdl decompiler. Now this is not the original version, this is a fixed version, because the old one stopped working. But yeah, anyway. I am not a robot. Is this a traffic light? I don't know. Maybe. Finally. And there actually is an Mdl plugin for Blender, and we're not going to be using it just because sometimes the textures can get messed up. And in this one, I'm also going to put it in the downloads. New folder. Mdl decompiler. Because some downloads will make their own folder. Some won't. I don't really understand, but yeah, so that's that. And Blender source tools, I think, is one of the last things we're going to be needing. Wish Paint.net would hurry up. Okay, finally, Paint.net finishes. Just press verify. And download Blender source tools. And we're also going to have Blender installed for this. I'm not going to show you how to do that just because most of you probably will. And then TGA Viewer. It's just a cool free program. All these are free programs, actually. What? Oh. Alright. Alright, finally, we finally have everything installed. I know it's a lot of stuff. But we're gonna need it all, so. Alright, so now what we're gonna be doing is going into GCFscape here, and we're just gonna press this little folder icon. And what we're gonna do, actually, yeah, we'll just do this now. We're gonna go to program files, x86. We're gonna come down to Steam, and we're gonna go to dmaps, common. We're gonna find Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and it's one of these. Okay, yeah, here it is. We're gonna go to CSGO, and at the very bottom there's hack01dir.vpk. We're just gonna press that, and it'll bring this up, and we're just gonna select models and materials, okay? And we're gonna right click and say extract. And so now in the desktop, I'm just gonna make a new folder, and I'm gonna call it CSGO models. Okay, and we're just gonna put them in there, and now this takes a while. So in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is we'll find MDL decompiler, or I'm just gonna right click this and copy it. I don't know if I did or not. Copy it, go to Windows C, or if you keep it somewhere else, your Steam. We're just gonna go to program files, 86, Steam, Steam apps, common, Source Sdk, and then bin, ep1, bin, okay? And we're just going to put this right in here. So just paste that right in here. And to make sure it worked, we're going to actually launch it. Yeah, and if it brings this screen up, then we'll know we did it right. And if we just get rid of this here, you don't have to do this. I'm just showing you so you know how to tell if you did it right. When we click this, it'll say code execution cannot be processed, whatever. So if you get an error, you did it wrong. If you don't get an error, then you did it right. So after I put this back, I don't know why I deleted it. I could have just told you, but anyway. So I'm just gonna fast forward through this part because it does take a while, so I will be back. Alright guys, so now that has finished, I'm just gonna close this stuff out because we don't need it anymore. We'll see. In our CSGO models, we have two things called models and materials, and I'm just gonna create a new folder in here called copied, and you'll see why in a second. And so now it's time to actually choose the models that we want to get. So just for right now, I'm gonna get like a gun, just because if I got like a character or something, I'd have to set up multiple materials later, and it's the same process for each material, but I just don't want to drag this tutorial out. So you're just gonna go down here to weapons. If you're doing like a character or something, you go up here to player, but I'm just gonna get a weapon. So weapons, so now here's all the weapons. I don't know what I want, but there's some in one of these. Yeah. So I'm just gonna get like takes a while to find what you're looking for. Okay, here we go. So now I've found rifle section, RIF. So I'm just gonna get the AK-47 here, and you'll notice that there's 4 files labeled AK-47. You're just gonna want to get all 4 of them, copy them, then go back to your CSGO models folder, go to copy, and paste them in there. And now you'll see one with DX90. Every model has a DX90. You're just going to change that 9 to an 8, and then we're going to take this MDL, and we're going to take that XVI program, the hex editor, and just drag that in, and you'll see IDST1, this 1 right here, change it to a 0, file, save, and then that's all we need that for. And now gonna open that MDL decompiler app. So what I'm actually gonna do is when I get there, I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna make a shortcut for it. I'm gonna put that shortcut on my desktop so that it's easier to find. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, choose model file and our documents in our desktop, CSGO models, copied, find the MDL, double click that, choose output directory. I'm gonna go to my desktop, I'm gonna go to my CSGO models and create another folder. I'm gonna call this folder decompled. So we're just gonna choose this, press select, press extract, and then it'll say loaded, and 1 second. Okay, once it's closed down there, you know it worked. So in CSGO models and decompiled, you'll notice we have all these new files. So now is the time when we actually get to put it into Blender. So if I just launch Blender here, what we're gonna do is go to Edit, Preferences, and in Add-ons, we're gonna press Install, and I just wiped this computer in order for this tutorial, so I have to navigate everywhere, but I'm actually gonna add bookmark downloads there. Okay, and we'll find Blender Source Tools, double click that, press the little check mark there, press Save Preferences, close that out. So now I'm just gonna delete everything in here, go to Import, Source Engine, go to Desktop, CSGO Models, Decompiled, and you'll see this. We're just going to find the one with the name of it. So AK-47 and the mag, we're going to import both of those. And now, I don't have my keybind set, but I like to, you don't have to do this, but what I like to do is make my view selected F, just because it goes along with a lot of other 3D ones, so just change those first two. Well, you don't have to, but I change those first two. So now if we press F, we'll be able to focus in on any object. And a lot of these bones are for the hands. As you can see, it's a skeleton right here. So what I'm gonna do is just find the bones that don't do anything. Like these don't do much, but move it around as a whole, but there will be one bone for that. So, well, actually, I don't really care about the functionality of this right now. It's mainly just for looks. So if you don't want it to have to like pull back the slide or something, then you can actually just delete this completely and you'll see this model. So yeah, so now if you just go into rendered here, let me switch to cycles, you'll notice it's not got any textures. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna actually center this right here. Okay, and it's not completely right, actually I'll just set it back. I'll worry about the rotation later. So now what we're gonna do is just come over here to materials and you'll find AK-47.bmp. And so now what we're gonna do is go back into our CSGO models and go to materials and find weapons. Actually no, not weapons. We're gonna go to models here. Let's find it. I forget how the alphabet works. Alright. Models, and now we're gonna go down to weapons and forget which one it is always. Rifle, AK-47, and now you'll see a VTF file and a VTF exponent. We're gonna use both of those. So what we're gonna do is just open up our Finder here. I'm gonna make a new Finder window. And we're gonna go to Program Files, I think it is. Yeah, paint.net. And then we're going to find file types and make another window. I just don't want to lose that how we found the materials there, just because sometimes it's just a hassle. So now we're just going to drag all this right in here. Alright, and this is why we disabled the virus protection, because of these DLL files right here. Okay, and now anyways, we're just going to close this out. And I accidentally closed out my thing, which is great. I love that. But I did not find it again. Alright. Okay, go back to materials. Models. Weapons. Which one is it? It's this one. Right. AK-47. And then we're just gonna get the VTF. Press, actually, I'm gonna search for paint.net. Open file location. And just copy this file path. Where's open with? Tell me it. Open with, the very top one. I'm an idiot. Alright, more apps. Look for another app on this PC. Paste in this file path. Oh. Okay. Open with Windows Control Panel. Actually, surprisingly enough, does not open VMT files, but we are going to do paint.net. Alright, and now if we just open this up, we'll see we kind of have a texture, but it's kind of transparent, which is just a little bug I have, which is why the importer didn't work for me, which is a real shame because that's easier than decompiling them. But anyways, I'm just going to press save as here, and I'm going to put this as a TGA. And so now, back in CSGO models, in decompiled, I'm going to make a new folder, call it text. My caps lock was on, but that's fine. I'm just going to put it inside here. Alright. Wait, what file did I save it as? If I saved it as a TIFF, I meant to save it as a TGA. Okay, I saved it correctly. So now we'll just open up TGA viewer, and actually what I'm going to do is open with TGA viewer. Okay, so now in TGA viewer we'll see, I don't know how it does it or why, but it fixes these textures. So we're just going to press this little save here, and I'm just going to save it as a JPEG. Just CSGO models, decompiled text, save. Oh, and you gotta name it. AK-47, save. Alright, so now, finally, in Blender, we'll be able to, maybe, yeah, drag this over, and add an image texture. Drag this up. And then in our desktop, CSGO models, decompiled text, AK-47.jpg. And so now, if we go into material preview, we will see that the texture is on here. And now I'm just going to do the same exact thing with the other exponent one. So this one is actually a roughness map. So just file, save as. Now this one, you'll see it's not transparent, so we can just save it as a normal TGA inside of our decompiled text, and it'll be fine. So this one, I'm just gonna add another image texture. This goes to roughness, open text, export, and change that to non-color. And still kind of shiny actually, so, oh, I forgot. Blender does roughness inverted for some reason. If you did this in any other 3D program, it would look right, but not Blender, of course. but you'll just add the invert there, and now it will have the proper roughness. So now, as you can see, we have CSGO 3D models in Blender. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments, and hit me up on Twitter at TechCrate1 if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and I'll see you next time.